See, when we hear the word surrender, I know this because I've done some groups talking about surrender. And when the mind, we hear everything from the mind for a while. This is the evolutionary journey. So when the mind hears surrender, see, the mind only understands black and white. It understands go get it, change it, work it, make effort, get it handled. You need to make it happen. Or it hears surrender and it's like, I don't do anything. I just lay in bed. I don't do anything. I can't do anything. I don't have any power to do anything. I can't do anything. Now there's a high level though. You see, there's all these angles. So sometimes you may feel to say, you know what, grace is doing everything. It's only by grace that I even exist, that I can speak, I can do anything, that I can love you, that I can, like, this is all grace. That's different. That's true. If you come into that realization, it's different. That's not the mind. Okay? But back to the black and white thing about the mind. So the mind only knows black and white. Doesn't know paradoxical, non-dual language or language of opposites. It just can't do that. Intuition knows that. So the mind knows, do it, get it done, handle it, change, surrender. You gotta surrender, just surrender. Oh, I can't. So it knows that, but then the opposite side of that coin is when it hears surrender, I've surrendered, I'm not doing anything now. I can't do anything because I've surrendered. God's gonna have to, I'm just gonna lay in bed, and if the universe wants me to eat, somebody's gonna knock on the door and bring me food, etc. This is mind. See, that's not surrender. That's why the title, I think, is gonna be Surrender While Making Effort. See, paradoxical, right? Language of opposites. The way he's saying make effort, but surrender, it's an oxymoron. Making effort is action, like I'm making effort. Surrender is just, how are you gonna, how's that gonna make effort? I don't know. Let's see how that gets answered here. Surrender while making effort. The life force is guiding this whole evolutionary process. It's not the mind. The life force impresses the physical body and the mind to do something. I like Papaji's example. When somebody asked him, what are you going to do? I have some karma in my throat. No, it's gone. Somebody asked him, what do you do? How do you know what you're going to do? Like, do you have a schedule? Do you have a routine? Like, what do you do? He says, I wake up, something sees my shoes start moving, and I jump in them. His shoes are representing the life force. This is the guide. This is the life force. So the life force starts to activate, maybe tells you to watch a video. Maybe tells you to go to some satsang. Tells you to do everything, but we're keeping it in the spiritual category because this is a spiritual channel. But it tells you to eat and get up and put clothes on, it tells you all this. It's close to intuition, life force, intuition. If you're conscious of the life force, that means intuition's operating. I mean, life force is working through the mind too, you could say. Life force is people that hurt people, they also need the life force to do that. But it's like a lower grade of consciousness that's using the life force. So one who's a sadhaka, one who's been touched inside that to spiritually evolve, we're talking about that. That's the life force too. The life force is like upgraded. This whole thing's a damn computer. Like, you know what I mean? This whole human existence, and it's full of upgrades. It's just constantly upgrading or evolving. So the life force that's more evolved and upgraded, the spirit, you can say, there's going to be consciousness that the spirit is using the life force on its behalf. Whereas before, the mind and the ego is using the life force on its behalf. So you understand the distinction there. So when one tastes sufficiently the material existence and the whole identity that they used to have with that and gets tired of that, they get the upgrade. So then, instead of using the life force to go make the money and get the relationship and ambitions, and instead of doing that, because you've done it already, the life force, the consciousness wants to use the life force to evolve more spiritually. It's like, can I find something that's eternal here? Like all this stuff, it's just not going to last. When I die, I'm not taking my girlfriend and money and family and kids and everything with me. Like, man, all this is temporary. Like, what? Is there anything permanent or eternal? Yeah, consciousness. The quality of your character and the level of your consciousness you take with you. And then that's going to determine where you go from here and which plane you resonate with. And then if you come back and incarnate again, what your sanskaras are going to be and what kind of parents you're going to attract and all that stuff. That's another video though. Karma. So when the consciousness evolves to the point that you can say it's now tuned on growing spiritually, the life force is going to be used for that. And then it may have you watch videos, or go to a teacher, whatever, read spiritual books, hang out with spiritual company. Good luck finding that. Eat spiritual food. But I mean, eat food that's easy to digest. That's what it means. Sattvic food means it's easy to digest because you've evolved to the point to where you realize you're sensitive. If I eat hot dogs and nachos and pizza every day, all day, somehow it's gonna like block this natural flow of energy, and somehow I'm just gonna be more tamasic, a little more heavy and dull. You see? So it's like the consciousness wants to keep itself as purified as it can without being overly obsessive. You see how duality is always there? You can get in trouble on every corner. But you want to at least be in a semblance of balance now, because you enjoy these spiritual feelings that you feel when you're in balance. That's what happens. So then that starts to guide you and shape your life in a way that's conducive for that. So it looks like you're making effort, don't it? Because like you're watching videos, going to teachers, reading books, going to satsangs, walking somewhere, meeting some people, maybe getting on a plane, going, that's effort. So how's that surrender though? It's surrender because you have surrendered. You're not like thinking you're doing it with the mind. You're not logically deducing things anymore and saying, okay, I'm going to go to this satsang. It's going to cost me $2,000 now because I got to buy the ticket and I need the hotel and then I got to pay the guru and I got to do all that. And why am I doing that? That's the negatives, right? Mind wants to write pros and cons. What's the pros? Ooh, pros is if I do that, I'm going to be like awake. Then I can get girls because I'm awake. And then I can have spiritual sex and multiple orgasms. Do you guys watch these videos? They're trippy. And I can do this. Oh, I can make more money too because I'm spiritual. And so I'm going to be my third eye is going to open. Yeah. And then maybe I can even do some magic tricks, something, and get attention. Anyway. So the mind will say those are the pros. So yeah, okay, I'll pay the $2,000. I'm going to pay the $2,000 so I can get the pros. So okay, that's making effort. No, well, it is. It's making effort, but it's it's being guided by a more lower level of consciousness. So when I'm saying surrender and make effort, when you surrender, you're gonna be following the dictates of a higher level of consciousness that's using the life force, and you're still gonna do stuff. You have to listen like Papaji. You get in the life force shoes, and then let it take you where it's taking you. Okay, now So Muji tried this once as an experiment, but it was the mind trying it. But it's cool. It was the mind but it was also spiritual to do. Okay, anyway, this is what he did. He said, I'm not going to move even a muscle unless life force moves me. See, he was hip to, he understood this. He's like, wait a minute, the life force is doing everything. When the mind tries to do something, unless it's doing on behalf of the life force, behalf of the the higher consciousness, unless the mind's doing that, the mind's just gonna be like a rat race, you know. So Muji knew that, and he's like, okay, I'm only gonna move when this spiritualized life force is guiding me. Say it like that. And he just kept sitting. He's standing. He's like, well, when am I going to move? Oh, I feel the life force move me. All right, I'm going to go outside. He went outside, and the life force, he thought the life force said stop, so he stopped. People are passing by, and they're like wondering why he stopped. Then he got clever. He this is something I would do. He breaks out a pen and paper and acts like he's like taking notes so people don't think he's weird. You know? So then he felt like the life force told him to go to the grocery store. So he went there. He didn't know what he was going to get. So he didn't, you know, but the life force made him go there. So then he stood in line. He's like, whoa, what am I going to, I don't have anything. What's going to happen? Well, I'm going to trust the life force. So he got to the cashier, and she said, what do you want? And he just found him, he said, tomatoes. She says, one or two? Two. You don't want tomatoes, but life force is making him do it. You know? So he did that little exercise. I've done that too, in my own way. I don't remember any specific examples because, I don't know. I think I realized when I was doing the experiment, like, okay, it's the mind doing it, but it was cool. It's good somehow. You're getting more acquainted with what we're talking about here, how the life force is moving you. Surrendering to the life force, assuming that you're at the level of consciousness now where spiritual evolution is the most important to you, and so you trust now the life force is going to be being used to guide you in that. And so, and you've realized the limitations of the mind. You're like, I trust the life force and the intuition. You can, more than the mind, you can distinguish the difference now when it's mind identity versus surrendering to the natural flow of life force that's harmonized with nature and runs everything. You've realized that something wants to follow that. You like it, and so this is good. This is a good spiritual exercise. So you surrender to that, and you let it show you what to do and what not to do. That will accelerate your evolution, because we have to still do things. This is the game that we're in. We can't just jump out of the law of evolution because we heard somebody saying, you know what, in reality, we don't exist. And then the mind says, well, we don't exist, so I'm already done. Why do anything? Why have a guru? Why do anything? That's mine. So you let the show go on. You let the life force continue to do its thing. You play in this. Just you're a participant in this game. You can't stop that. You're here. Like, you can't stop that. You're in creation. But you're also out of creation. So you recognize both, and you let both happen. Okay? See, like with animals or birds or anything, this is how, who was it? Eckhart Miser? Another Eckhart, not Eckhart Tolle. It said that he got enlightened by watching a cat watch a mouse hole. That cat was poised. It knew that mouse was going to come out. It was going to get him. But it didn't want to, it wasn't thinking about anything because it might miss it. The mouse is quick, so it's just, So then the Meisner, something, you know me, man, I mess words up. The life force was having him watch this cat. And he said, his mind became so still that somehow something dropped into his just pure consciousness, pure existing without the VR equipment making noise. Something just recognized that. The consciousness recognized itself. So then he calls that an awakening. But my point for bringing up the animals is the life force is guiding them all the time. They're not making logical deductions about what to do and what not to do. It's pure instinct that's guiding them. Nothing's personal. You go out to the jungle and watch the lions run after the hyenas, and then the hyenas run after, the buffalo, or, the whole thing. It's not personal. It's not like, man, going to high school now, I wouldn't want to go to high school. It's not like the kids there that want to bully somebody. Oh, he has a disability or something. Let's go pick on him. Look at you. That kid needs to learn MMA and then, be a karmic instrument and take the bullies to school. So it's not like that. The animals aren't calculating because they don't have that karma, those negative tendencies. They don't have a mind or an ego that's enjoying pumping itself up by hurting somebody else. It doesn't have that. The animal's hungry, period. It wants to go eat. It's not personal. It's the life force that's guiding that. All these little ants that are trying to bite me, it's not personal. They're hungry too. So my point is the animal's very pure. It's a good example. It's another spiritual exercise. Watch your dogs or cats or birds or anything, bugs, whatever you want. All these sentient beings, you can just see that the life force is guiding them. They're flowing. They're not thinking about it. Life's taking care of them. You see? You can say they're brain dead, but yet life's taking care of them and they're enjoying their life. Look at the dog. It gets happy. These animals have a provisional emotional body and mind, but it's not. What if we had their mind? Okay? I'm going to take out the human mind now, and I'm going to put this dog's mind in. I'm going to get a transplant. Okay? I wouldn't be able to make this video. I wouldn't understand anything you're saying. Not like I do now, but I would be able to sense if you're being nice to me. Somehow I would respond to that energetically. And then if you threw me out on the street somewhere, the life force would be there to kind of, maybe I'd go to this house over here or this church, and I didn't decide to go. I'd just kind of end up there. And then something would see, okay, are they going to help me or something? See, life force is taking care of them. So if the life force is taking care of them, what about the human being who's more further along in its evolution? Do you think it's not going to, it's definitely going to take care of us, and it does. Even when we're stuck in ego, even the killers, if they somehow got shot and they're on the street and they're bleeding, somebody's going to go take care of them somehow. So see, God is taking care of everything. The life force that God uses is how it takes care of us. We have to surrender and know that. When we contemplate that and keep remembering that, and then you'll start to feel like there's only life. I'm life, this is life, life is taking care of life. And then you'll be aware. This is the thing. See, the animals aren't aware of it. This is the benefit of having a human body and such an advanced chakra system and nervous system, is that the consciousness can contemplate itself and recognize how there's only consciousness and it's taking care of itself. And something can see that. It's like recognizes that. At the same time, it lets the show go on. It enjoys being this seemingly separate form, but it also enjoys seeing that underneath that, There's just consciousness, and consciousness is like taking care of itself. You're like riding this this wave of harmony. And sometimes you're going to forget. That's cool too. You see, it's not a one and you're done thing. Catch that when, see, because the mind will say, wait, but you're spiritual now. This shouldn't happen, whatever that is. This shouldn't, this person thinks this about me. Don't they know I'm spiritual though? Oh, I shouldn't have said that, what I said, because they interpreted it in a way now that makes me look less spiritual. Oh no, you just let it all go. You let it all play out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter what people think. They're gonna, like, it doesn't matter. The people that really, that the life force is gonna bring to you, that resonate with you, those are your people. They know you. It doesn't matter what you do. You can do something crazy and they'll be like, no, but I know it. Like, he's okay. No, I know him. I know the core of his being, or the core of her being, and it's good. Like, I know it. Those are your people. Find your people. Surrender. Make effort and surrender. Yeah, there you go. See you.